we are in a new development patch. Actually, we might be one or two development patches in. As they usually do, devs were very good about taking some feedback on the artillery, and apparently this patch, it's like 0.79, the development patch. It's almost updated, almost dedicated, I should say, to artillery and getting it right. Yeah, and I brought you guys in not only because of the great beats, but because it looks like we're going to get a battle between two fairly large armies. We have what's known as Lane's Army for the CSA. That's almost 20,000. Wow, okay, they're going to tell us. But I think it was almost 20,000 CSA. And now on the map, it looked like the Union only had 15, but basically it's 19,000 versus 19,000. Kit's Corps is nearby. We'll see if they'll be able to join us. Okay, now the Union Army is back down to 16,000 and only 2 guns. So we'll get this out of here. We gotta change our. There's still only 1 map scroll speed. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, the north and slightly northeast. So, alright, that's a pretty big force. So I'm going to set him up, bring him back in, and we'll see how things go. Okay, folks, we're back. We're on the move. We haven't actually found anything yet, but yeah, this is good. And I'm kind of fortunate that this battle happened now, because the 2 battles previous, and really the one before this, the one where I was complaining about the artillery, it was basically shooting in the area where it looks like it's going to end up now, and so I should be able to get some sense as to whether the update has worked and solved what I was experiencing, where if you didn't watch it or don't recall, it's alright, is that fire at will was not really firing at will, and that bombardment, switching to bombardment, basically made them fire at will, and they really wouldn't take my recommendations for what to shoot at, which, it is what it is. Okay, so we found a line of Union. I don't know if McClellan has 1 or more corps. I'll just kind of assume. I mean, they come in on 2 blue arrows, and so that's what kind of makes me think that maybe there are corps traveling separately. But they're making very good time. We are supposed to line up kind of where we did last time, but basically, I don't know the name of this tiny body of water here, just to the east of Gettysburg, and then I think we're going to have our forces at the Oak Ridge on the left. And it's also now dawning on me that I tried to detach the cavalry, but I'm not sure I actually did. So, okay, so they did come in on, well, it looks like they came in on 2 roads, or they move themselves onto 2 rows. We don't really want our skirmishers to get sandwiched between them. This is not a bad place for skirmishers. But we do want a few working on this. We want to bring Ashby down. We always want to have them. Yeah, Springfield muskets just make for poor I mean, they just make for poor, I think, skirmishing weapons. So the problem here for my forces is that we're going to get hit. Well, one is that some of our artillery is back, but the other is that we have a lot of forces to the left that don't look like they're going to be engaged. And so we kind of need them where the action is. And I think we're actually going to have artillery kind of on this right, so we're going to move Pettigrew up. We may try to make some fortifications behind this waterway here. So we're going to change their orders a bit. Bring... It's tough to know in advance where exactly you're going to need to be. Pretty sure we don't need cav over there. Where are you guys going? You're a bit far back, but at least you're in the right place, or the right general place to be. So they were moving. Fortunately for them, they've kind of stopped. Okay, we're going to need Evans, maybe up a bit. Hill... You know, Hill, you might actually need to... They may be coming more this way. It's hard to know. Let's move down to regular speed and get some entrenching done. Wait a minute. Can we not entrench? Okay, let's stop right here. Huh. Are we unable to construct breastworks? Wah wah. If so. I should also keep an eye on how my skirmishers are doing. Okay, you're facing the wrong way. You should come down, because again, we want the... Actually, kind of want the skirmishers to... Yeah, screen for the infantry, but mostly just shoot these guys on their way in. So maybe they're stacking up, kind of in preparation for an attack here. So move them that way. They cannot entrench. I don't know if this is a weather thing now. Huh. Let me log this. Okay. I don't know what to do with these short-ranged infantry. Basically, the Springfield muskets. The range is so short. I'm not sure where they're going to be most useful to me. I kind of want to put these guys here, in part to see if the bug is fixed. I understand it's not the optimal location, but I want to see it. Right, it's still in testing, so we ought to test. This is not a serious campaign. By the time I get to a serious campaign, I'm going to be terrible at this game, and the AI will probably have advanced that. It'll reflect that, but I can't seem to pull them forward either. They're too canny a foe, I guess, to be brought forward. But actually, they really should move forward. Also, there's no reason Breckenridge should be that close. Let's just fall back here. Actually, it's not just fall back in general now that our line is... Our infantry and artillery line is formed behind it. Again, these guys have great range, so I don't really see a need to have them that close. They might be able to outrange the Union. So, what did I do? I did not move Cock or Coke up quickly enough. So, we're dealing with that. And then maybe just bring this battery and just park it. Is that where they're going? That might be where they're going. Maybe park it there? I don't know. We'll see. Okay. John Bell Hood, I guess your guys are detached. Detached? Did I say that? I don't know what I said. No, Breckenridge. Don't run in front of their line like that. Run away from it. And occasionally stop to fire. Oh my god. Oh my god. I forgot. I don't know if anybody's actually told them about the skirmishers. I gotta log this before I forget it. Alright. Well, they may just be screwed. Actually, if I can recall them, maybe that will pull them back if they're not going to otherwise listen to me. Okay, you gotta face them. Or I gotta face them, I guess. Bless me? I don't know. I guess nobody's going to move if we don't play, so... Alright. We do have a fence here. It's something. These guys, maybe we'll just load up behind the banks there. These guys, don't really know what to do with them. What did we leave ourselves on here? We left ourselves on fire at will. Ain't happening. I guess for this experiment to really work well, we gotta have a group that has no friendlies in front of it and maybe some okay line of sight. So that's got a house and some woods blocking it, but at least there are no friendlies. So we'll try that and see how it goes. But you know what? Well, they do have the skirmishers in front of them, so I guess that is a thing. And maybe it's just time. Maybe they just need time to get set up, and then they'll start responding. I don't know how things are going to happen. We're doing okay. Actually, we're doing pretty well, all things considered. Okay, Breckenridge's detachment is being pulled back. I may just pull them all the way back and then recreate them. Actually, because the reason you watch these, for the like 2 of you who do, is to see what I'm going to do here, but oh, whoops. I guess that was the wrong group. Who am I bringing back? Bringing Breckenridge's detachment back. Okay. That worked. We're kind of getting... kind of moving down to our right. Quite a bit. You guys seem... Actually, you're not doing that much, so... You guys are going to have to come down here and hold this. Okay. Now I wonder if it is the case that... Okay, so it looks like other sprites also have an angle. But... Okay. So, at least in this case, they are firing because there are no friendlies in front of them. But these guys, I think, are pretty much dormant. That's not the right word. There is a right word. That is not it. So... We'll see if this is a solution. We'll have to obviously move the cavalry. I'm inclined to just move them back. Mount them up eventually and have them move back. Yeah, those guys are going to get chewed up. How are you doing? Not great. Buckner Sr.'s doing fine. Breckenridge's guys were beat up before. Hill's detachment's getting a little roughed up. I think that was still, yeah, this right side battery. Whew. And you're still awaiting orders. Great. Kind of wondering where all my guys are. Maybe they just have smaller brigades, and that's why it looks like I'm getting pushed by more. I mean, they are now counter-skirmishing. Good for them. Pettigrew's detachment can hang out over there. Okay, they're hanging out there. Hard to tell where some of these units... I guess mine are just more spread out. I'm not really sure where they're going with this. Let's see if moving those guys opened... So, it did. I mean... They do have skirmishers in front of them, but that didn't seem to really be a huge issue. I guess I don't want my guys in too much freezing water in February. You know, alright. Let's move over there to shoot them. How big are these units? Indiana Brigade, 366. That's pretty small. West Virginia Brigade. Alright, so that's about 1,100, 2,000... 3,500. So move those guys there. Move these guys here. Protect the artillery a bit. Oh no, guys. No, no, no. Don't go that way. Although I guess it's worse for them. They've now kind of called off the attack, but strange geometry. Alright, I guess I gotta keep my eye on these guys. So that sprite. Okay, so all sprites are firing there because there's no infantry that are kind of this close. That's just a weird formation. Let's see. Now these guys are pretty far back and they're going to be shooting pretty far. Let's see if they can take an angle that will allow them to shoot over quite a bit of friendly line infantry, but also friendly skirmishers. But the good news is that all of them are pretty far away. The only tough thing might be the angle of those shots landing. I don't know why y'all went into the road just to go back into the field, but devious tactics, I guess. And maybe we'll just hold our cavalry here. I think I also HQ's not bad. Maybe we'll put them by the house. Damn generals get everything. Okay. So I'm not as worried about the right now because we have numbers, we have artillery. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Evans guys though are kind of already getting pummeled. Eager is pretty safe, but I think after Eager maybe it's gonna be stable. Whatever it is doesn't really matter, but maybe just take them out of the fight for a little bit. All right, so they were firing. I'll keep an eye on them. These guys are getting. There they are. They're getting organized. Let's give them as many. Oops. Nope. Yeah, I think that's probably most everything they could hit. Now let's see if these guys would. So these guys are inside that little cone here. And it kind of looks like they've stopped firing. So now we'll see what happens when we move them to the right. And see if we can move them out of that cone. Someone on the Steam there actually suggested this, and he got something of a hard time from some of the other people, but so far his explanation is the best one, which is that maybe if any line infantry or friendlies are within this dashed line, perhaps the entire unit just won't fire. I guess I should also see if they fix the bombard mechanic. And I think that was a pretty good size unit. So will they bombard it? Let's see what looks like they're getting in order. Come on, I know it's McClellan, but come on. They're just not going to attack. I don't know who initiated this battle, so maybe it's fine. Maybe this is just the way it's supposed to be. They're still eager. They can stay that way. Says they're bombarding. But they really don't seem to be. Or do I have to give them a target? West Virginia Brigade looks juicy. I don't know. No, in the last video, I was able to kind of created a bullseye that I thought was kind of their bombardment. Oh no no no! Oh no! Okay. All right, that ain't working. We'll switch him back to fire at will, I guess. Maybe we'll shift him. No, no, no. Shift that away to try to make it easier to get guys out of the cone. Hard to say. Hard to say. And honestly, the best thing to probably do is just move them back. Right? If they get pressed by infantry, you can just move them up to safeguard the infantry. Or you can just move the infantry up to protect them. Alright, so McClellan's boys are pushing us back. At considerable, at 3-to-1 expense. No letters. So I guess no news is good enough news. This battery seems to be firing. I don't know if I've heard anything from this battery, but I'm not really watching it. So their status is idle for whatever reason. See, now they're firing, and they still had a unit within the cone. Though it wasn't within the cone of most sprites, but that was true before, and it still wasn't firing. And I understand this one is that they're shooting downhill, ostensibly at very long range, but maybe they're not. Here, let's see if we could get them to shoot at the 5th Brigade. Because they're so far away, and they're already on higher ground, that they should have no problem sending it over these guys. Not. I'm not seeing much. And they're not getting an order. Right? There's no arrow moving towards them. And these guys are shooting through, I think, considerable stuff, right? That's the generic term, but not quite working. So these guys are good. You know, I'm starting to wonder if the issue is just where they're placed. Right? So there are no friendlies inside the cone. In terms of arc of fire, they should have no problem clearing any and all of these friendly troops. I wonder if they just have to be on the flanks. Kind of. Where's that sprite? What is he telling them to do? Oh, move up to there. Whoops. No, whatever. They're okay. They're alright. They're still doing it alright. Is this Pettigrew? Oh, I mean, they're doing okay, but they ain't doing great. Hills Brigade. Yeah, keep those guys there. I really just wonder if it's their position in the line. Because these guys have no, let me just make sure this is right, no line infantry, only detachments to their left and center. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Though I'm not sure how the units would know that. Right? Because you have units on your right, but how do you know you're not on the other end of the line, and so you're not covered? Let me try these guys with Bombard. I'm only getting an option when I... Oh, I can bombard there. Yeah, let's try bombarding there. So that was the old right click. And let's see... So they're getting in order. This is better. And let's see if they can follow it. In the sense that the game mechanics or whatever will allow them to. If so, I'd move that target. I think somebody once wrote somewhere that in the Steam stuff. Also, they're not in cover. I don't know what that's about. That's another kind of strange one. All right, so they've gotten the order. It says they're bombarding. Sometimes moving these guys will just reset them and they'll fire. Or I should say they'll at least go through the mechanics of firing. The animations, not the mechanics. So they loaded their guns. They kind of look like they're still loading their guns. Now they're getting clear of them, presumably to fire them. Bright guns are firing. I don't know about, these guys seem to have stopped moving. Nothing. Nothing, huh? Idle? Why are you idle? Definitely still have targets. You're definitely on fire at will. Seems a bit risky, but why not? Fire at will. You're willing, it looks like, but are you really? All right. All right. So why don't we try moving you? Well, that's a terrible one. Let's try moving you. I don't know if that's a better idea. Maybe that's just the least bad idea I have. Move those guys there. We'll move... Really don't like having these guys that far away, but we'll move those guys there, and I think we'll just move HQ up. Try to stay in close contact with everyone. Alright, Buckner Senior's guys are finally taking some casualties, but McClellan's boys are just not really chomping a bit here to get an engagement. For reasons I understand. But they had even numbers, but a serious deficit of artillery, and so I don't know if there's some way to get that fixed up. Alright, it says we're firing over here. Let's confirm that. I mean, the only thing, nothing's within the dashed cone. Outside of it is Buckner Senior's guys. Alright, their sprites are animating. Somebody, Hill low on ammo. Hill's detachment's low on ammo. Alright, so we got some guns to fire, some returning. Okay, so that looks like it's behaving normally. Hill's detachment, yeah, they are. We can always just recall them into the line, though. And they will, then we can pump them back out, and they'll be alright. Alright, let's bring these guys back. Now, they have friendly artillery in their cone. I want to see if that affects their ability to fire. Yeah, it looks like it is, because it looks like they've gone to idle. Okay, so now even with a few units or sprites clipping the cone on the right, it at least says they're firing. These guys say they're they're going through the sprites are going through the animation. Okay, and that battery is now firing. So the best explanation I can come up with is that the artillery fires according to its relative position in the line. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with elevation or line of sight, and maybe a little to do with how much of its inside its dashed cone is affecting whether it can fire. But even the relative position of the line doesn't make sense, because these guys are on the right covering them. Right, so they're not actually at the very end of the line. So I'm sure that there is an explanation, that there is. The units behave the way they do for a reason. But it's just not quite clear to me what the secret to this mystery is. Also, these guys are a little exposed over here. A lot of infantry could fall on that one artillery unit and really present some problems. So we'll get some units in a position to help. Alright, Hill's detachment getting a little worse for the wear. And so I don't know that we're winning the infantry fight, but with the artillery support, that's better than 3-to-1 casualties, so we have to be pretty happy. Okay, so now it's gone to idle, and it looks like because they've moved, like the whole unit has kind of shifted. Now there's a lot more within that cone that's keeping them from firing. I don't think it's the detachment. And so I would bet if we straightened them up like that, they'll go back to firing, because they're only clipping a little bit inside this dashed cone. Alright. And now they are just gonna kind of hang out here, I guess. Well, if you like to watch detachments skirmish at each other while artillery fires, this is definitely your kind of battle. Let's see what happens when we move them over there. They should be fine. And we'll move this infantry back behind. Oops. I guess they're gonna get there anyway. Okay, now they're gonna press a little bit over here. Pettigrew's detachment's not in the greatest place known to man. They're still firing. That's good. Loose order. Expert Skirmishers 3. These guys must be almost invisible to the naked eye at that point. Alright, AP Hills boys got almost 2,700 with Mississippi rifles. That's pretty nice. I don't know that it's enough to cover this, and I don't think it's going to be at all enough to cover this left. What are we looking at over here? 1,000. Alright, so we got some detachments. 2,500. It's almost 4,300. 5,300. 6,500. 7,000. Again. Oh my goodness, guys. Well, actually, you were right for it. Just do that. It's fine. Actually, it's not fine. You're in the way of Hill's much larger group. Yikes. Well, it's a small brigade anyhow, so you know, what were they really going to do? Alright, they're popping shots. They're snaking their way around. That's good. Yeah, the kind of best explanation seems to be, I guess, not only not have anybody inside the dashed cone, but maybe just not have any friendly line infantry or cavalry anywhere, almost anywhere in their arc of fire. I don't know what I just clicked that made that happen. I don't know why it looks like... I've never seen that happen before. Hopefully I didn't screw anything up too bad. Yeah, I don't know what those X's and stuff are on the ground. Just in a bad way. They're getting shot at from two sides. So not a place we want to be. These were skirmishers too. We'll move up. Well, those guys are taking the full brunt of it all. Evans losing men. Breckenridge low on ammo. Alright. Ah, they still got 17 shots. They're fine. They're fine. Can we hit them? No, we can't hit them. You know what? Move them down anyways. So I guess the weak point in our line is kind of obvious. So we ought to do something to address that. Buckner Sr. Can move over here. Pettigrew's detachment. Alright. Kind of on the wrong end of the line from the parent unit over there, but we'll make it work. Oh, that is John Bell. For the time being, the threat to the right seems to have dissipated a bit. We can start shifting to the center and left. I mean, there's a bit of a mass right here, but it looks like the main concentration is still up here. I wonder if they've taken enough casualties, though, that if they pressed hard and got whacked hard enough, fast enough, they'd probably just run. Springfield rifle musket's not great. Is there an infantry? Yeah, Springfield rifle musket's not great. Kinda looks like what we got, though. Excuse me. Springfield musket or rifle musket? I guess we'll take rifle musket. And we'll move old rifle musket down. I guess maybe loose formation just doesn't make as much sense if you want to garrison a fence. Alright, we can recall Hill's detachment. Rid of them. There's still some holes in the line, fewer, but still some. Again, the left is probably the most vulnerable. So maybe we'll move Pettigrew basically into reserve. And maybe slide our HQ a bit that way. Is that really a movement? I mean, it's kind of just like that. They should be good. They may not. Yeah, it's. Huh. They just kind of got turned around there, I guess, and had too much of this infantry in their gun. So you really need to keep the infantry to the side, maybe even to the rear of your artillery, and then just move them up if your artillery gets pressed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Alright, am I happier with this line? If I am, maybe we'll just... gonna love that Mississippi rifle, though. Especially with skirmishers. But they only have 15 rounds. Who else is low on ammo? Not you. Not really you. I think they recalled their skirmishers, so we'll spit some freshly armed ones back out. Yeah, Pettigrew's guys actually have... Get out of the water, it's February. What are you doing? Yeah, no, not surprising these guys are idle. I've moved almost certainly too many, well, they just spit out a detachment, that's why there are probably too many men in their cone. But I'm much happier with the line now. Alright, because I don't think anything else important is going to happen or interesting, doesn't look like they're interested in attacking. I guess I could, but I feel like, why? So, yeah, about 3.5 to 1 or 7 to 2 casualties. Let's see how they report things. The fighting spirit of the Union was higher. I'm a little surprised by that. Training's not quite as good. Condition report. Wow, they're eager. They're eager. Provisions are good. Casualties inflicted, so again, it's about 3 to 1. For all that artillery fire, there's only 2 casualties? Alright. You know, who am I to second guess, but that seems a little low. Cook and McCall, are they starting to... Evans? What? Evans' detachment exits the battlefield? Why? It's just like, nope. They're right. They're not on the battlefield anymore. Evans withdrawn. I guess... I don't know. I don't remember seeing them rout. I thought they were just up there shooting. Let me guess, those guys move too much. Yeah. Nope. Let's do that. Okay, good. They're firing. Yeah, and the other 2 batteries over here. These guys seem to have no problem firing now that they're on the flank. They're just very far away from the commander. Yeah, it seems like these guys have been wailing away at the Indiana Brigade and just absolutely nothing. I mean, it's a small brigade, and they've had... how many guns? Well, the 3-inch... 39 guns. They've had 77 guns wailing away at these guys. And they're just like, nope. I mean, it's both Napoleons and 3-pounders, or 3-inch, sorry, not 3-pounders. That, I don't know, it didn't seem quite right. I don't know why I have to keep fixing their facing. I guess they just really want to shoot this tiny brigade. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna pause. Well, I tried to bring you out. There's a wee tad bit of movement on my left now. Not very much at all, but there is some, so I thought it was worth showing some rare kind of offensive maneuvers by the Union, but not too much. Report there. Where did they come from? I don't know. What can we do? Close support. That's kind of cool. I still like that one. Skilled lane. Kind of battery is effective, but just not that important right now to keep their aim when firing their guns rapidly. That's nice. I like that. And I like that too. But maybe since these guys are going to be operating kind of forward, move them up there, we'll move them up there. Alright. Is there broader movement here on the left? Kinda seems like it. Don't know what this is exactly, but there's that. Get those guys up and shooting on those skirmishers. These guys are still trying to find their facing. What if I just move these guys up, but not into the cone? The dashed cone. I want to see if that has an effect on that artillery's fire. I don't know what these guys are waiting for here. I mean, they had not taken tremendously heavy casualties, but they've taken casualties, and there's no real prospect that they're going to do better, so I'm not sure why they're sticking around in this battle. I should also check and see if we have perks we need to use on the other guns. Maybe not. Okay, so they're moving. They're moving. Where's the infantry that was here? Just move them up behind. That would probably be too close to their cone. I want to see. Yeah, they can definitely shoot. Staying. So even though this cavalry, which is kind of like line cavalry, is in the arc of fire, they're not within this dashed line. Now let's see if I move them. Well, this would be weird for them because when they go to loose, it gives them the wider frontage, but they're still not in that dash line, so I would guess that this unit can continue to fire. Alright, looks like they've beaten off that detachment on the left. Both of these are firing. That's great. Where does their cone end? Their cone ends right there. So we'll try moving these guys up a bit to here. Heck, we have a firefight, so why not? Hood's boys and Springfield Musketeers are going to try to pound Bendix's detachment. Let's see. Now they're registering as idle for whatever reason. That's odd. The smoke looks really good. I mean, I think it looks really good. Zoom in anymore, but it's something to watch. Alright, we're in beta. We don't really care if we win or lose. So tactically, I think it's stupid to attack, but Why not? Fair to attack, though. So if we're gonna attack... maybe attack... So they're... comes over there. Alright, so we'll recall these guys. That artillery is gonna have to be left on an island for a little bit. It's just the way it is. I'm thinking... maybe we'll throw... 4 brigades at the right. Even do a 5th and then just kind of... let's see. Those guys over there. We can move Buckner's detachments over. Since I think we're going to be moving... to the left eventually, we'll just put some units over here to anchor the left. But I think otherwise the plan will be to hit them on the right in some force, and then try to follow things up. I mean, right now the artillery, I think it's like 77 guns or whatever. They're as aimed up as they're going to be, and some of them can move very quickly, so might be able to get him over there. Okay, Hill's there, that's fine, but we want to move him up so he could support the attack when it comes down the line this far. Oh, why are you guys still idle, man? Ashby Jr.'s detachment. Appendix's detachment is still there. Man, they're absolutely getting pounded, and they just do not care. Well, if Hill's boys fire over there, we want you firing there. Again, we kind of want to... Ashby Jr. over there. Alright. Guess I'll slide HQ up there. Oh, end of day. Well, if they're still there. And if the situation looks the same, Milroy... Uh-oh. First Corps? I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, we're fully supplied. Church arrives. It's gonna probably Corps, 3,000 infantry, 50 cavalry, and 5 guns. Where? It's not ours, because it was reported by scouts, not from the commander. Maybe we'll try to beat this force before they get engaged. We'll take a look at the HQ. Report. So they now have more men than us. But it doesn't look like the reinforcements have arrived yet. So maybe the plan of action... maybe we've knocked them around enough the night before that we'll continue with that today, and maybe we can rout much of this army before anything else happens, before the reinforcements arrive. So it looks like in response to my movement on the right, they're going to move... Why? Did Ashby's guys break? I don't know. So... but they did. Uh-oh. Am I missing something? Pettigrew's brigade. Hill's brigade. Okay, I used to have cavalry, though. Did I move them? Milroy... yeah, I'm pretty sure Milroy was on the other side there. Hood? Hood's cavalry seems to have disappeared off the map. I got to be missing something. That they were Pettigrew's brigade. Yeah. Pettigrew's detachment. Okay. Hill's brigade. Gotcha. They still say I have 2,400 cavalry. I'd love to know where, though. I must have moved them somewhere. It's not you. West Virginia brigade. That's a pretty sizable brigade. But I bet we won't fire now. Bet we won't. Ah, it says they are. Ah, we'll see how we do. I don't know where that cavalry went. No idea. Huh. Folks, I gotta pause. It's kind of hard to catalog all these things. Alright. We're holding over there. What are we doing here? Oh, we're paused, so shouldn't be doing anything. Are you guys moving now? You're no longer moving. Oops. So they have responded to my movement by with their own counter moves. Yeah, so we're kind of doubly handicapped. Not only do they get about 3,000 more men, but my 2,400 cavalry or so have arrived. Probably a good time to, probably a smart time to withdraw. It is nice that they're kind of sitting in the center here. Yeah, they're going. They say they're idle because, well, they say that because they got too many friendlies in the town. Good news for what is this? Clanahan's battalion is that the West Virginia Brigade moved forward and then stopped. So that's good. Just give them time to shoot them up. Alright, and they're going to try a kind of flanking maneuver over here. That's great for them. Nope, we don't want to do that because the lesson we learned was when we do that, we get into our friendly cone of fire. So it's better to just shift down the line, I guess, even though it's going to increase order delays in the future. It's kind of the price we got to pay for not disrupting the artillery. Oh, which apparently we've done anyways, so that hopefully corrects it. Yes. Nope. That should be correct. Buckner Sr. Yeah, well, you're gonna be low on ammo. It's giving us a lot of targets to shoot at. Okay. Yeah, you're not that low. It would probably help to have some more before we move on, but that's not where things are right now. So we'll press with Evans and with Ashby Jr. Skirmishers are, well, you know, skirmishing. Buckner Seniors, boys, I'd like you to contribute to that attack on the right. So we're really vulnerable here in the middle because we're devoting resources to the right to attack. It's really only Hill's brigade and a couple skirmishers. We're vulnerable on the left as well, but that's it. So what can I do with these guys? I guess leapfrog to the left of the line. But yeah, this West Virginia brigade is just... They should be getting chewed up. They're just sitting inside a canister. They're attacking entrenched artillery, entrenched Napoleons, nonetheless. And they're standing in a field inside a canister range, so that shouldn't go well for them. Hill's there, Buckner Senior's here. These guys to move up. It says they're engaged, but it doesn't say that they're firing. It's a little strange. Hill's detachment doesn't have to hold up the center of the line. That's too much to ask. Yeah, we don't really need to shoot them with small arms. We need to just keep moving up. Oops, I somehow clicked off the Union stuff. I don't care about Lane's army. Don't know how to get that back. Ugh, come on. It's got to be a bit more intuitive here. Consolidated, yeah, we want more than just... We want everything. How do we go back to that? Yeah. Pettigrew's detachment is losing men, and yes, there's quite a movement here on our left. Yeah, it's fine. Now, why are you registering as idle? You have almost no one in your cone. Alright, they're firing for now. I don't know how long it's going to last. We should get our HQ back. Okay, guys, you should be moving up. I guess they somehow lost their order, or it just got overridden by other stuff, I guess. I mean, this artillery is kind of unrealistically far away, I would say. I mean, you're not going to send them out to kind of ride around the enemy army. I just don't... I'm not familiar with that kind of maneuver. We'll leave our safe entrenchments here. I assume these guys, well, you can see that they're withdrawing. I don't know how close they are to breaking. They're not in the red flashing yet, so that's... They're probably still doing okay. Shoot those guys off. I don't know, maybe the solution is to just keep the artillery over there. I'm not sure why now it's being held up and going idle. Doesn't make sense. Okay, you do that, you do that. My goodness, boys. Move up. Move up. Move up. Yes, move up to there. Advance. Yes. Yes, move up to there. Advance. Are we firing? Oh, how have we gone idle? Move too much. Yeah, that's what it was. Pettigrew's brigade is very tired. Although I think all I've had them do is pretty much stand here and shoot. Not sure. And there we go. We're at least shooting in the same direction now. Alright, why don't we bring... I think we're going to need hill over here on the left. Again, this really weakens the center, but there's almost nothing left in the center, so... it's fine. Buckner Senior's detachment. Where is Buckner Senior? Alright, so just... okay, I was going to withdraw those guys anyways, but that's fine. Are we advancing? No. Yeah, I would bet that they were going to go idle. So I guess the only way to really use the artillery now is to kind of unrealistically flank them to try to keep... I mean, I guess they could also move next to each other. Right, that would be another way to achieve a similar objective and to keep them out of each other's kind of cone. But if they switch the angle, then they're going to be obstructing one another. It's going to be a problem. What? So, yeah, I guess technically that's my fault. I mean, yeah, I don't know why artillery would actually march through infantry on a road. I mean, it makes no sense. Like, nobody's gonna do that. They're just gonna find a different way to get to their point. But whatever. Alright, so we've pretty much shot up this right flank, which is what we were hoping to do. Yeah, move up and fire as you do. Move up, fire as you do, and continue moving this artillery around. Why their status is charging, I have no idea. PP Hill, you actually... hold on, let's see if I can do this correctly for once. Go there. See if that overrides you shooting whoever the heck was just in front of you. How's Buckner Senior? Buckner Senior's brigade is pretty good. Those losses are underestimated. Their detachments had well more than that before. Let's see. Do I have to hold shift to get these guys to advance? And to stop firing? Maybe. You know, I'm starting to think at this point, rather than moving the artillery up, just swing them back around and protect this left. I am starting to get a lot of notes now that the enemy's withdrawing. I mean, they got big numbers over here on my left. Oh man, that's terrible. Nope, not even that would get Hill's group to break, or to not break in a bad way, but they won't follow the order to shift left. I don't think I've allowed initiative. It looks grayed out, so that's not a good explanation for why it's happening. Those guys move quick. They weren't even the kind of horse artillery guys, but they stay like that. I try to keep their tone. Off of these guys here. Okay. Advance. What will this do? Charge? No. Yeah, advance. So they're still firing. They're still firing. Those are good signs. Pettigrew's guys have done very nicely over there on the left. Okay, and they will fire now that they're outside of that. It looks like now that they've the only line of infantry in front of them is outside of that dashed line. Yeah. I think sometimes the key is to see if they do a second round, then you'll really know that it's working, but it does appear that way. Alright. That's that. What? Buckner Sr. broke? Are you for real? It took 83 casualties. Oh my goodness. Guys. Rally. Holy moly, you gotta be kidding me. 83 casualties? And they broke? Come on. I want you to shoot at what you can hit. Try to pick these enemy units off one at a time. Do it before they can do it to us. Okay, firing. So I'm guessing, I don't know what this is, the 5th Brigade. Yeah, it's pretty large, but let's see if we can get them out of there. So it looks like they responded to the morale order and they're running back to HQ, or they could just be running somewhere else. I don't actually know that it's working. You guys are still firing. It says that's good. Oh, where'd you guys come from? Must be some more expert skirmishers there. But seeing as how we've been engaged there, we'll just pull back. Whew. Okay, so we don't really need to do anything on the left. Oops, maybe they didn't respond to the order. They just decided they were going to flee in a different direction. Where is it here? Huh. Okay, I think that was a detachment. Oh, that was a brigade. Torbert withdrawn. Good. Uh-oh. We gotta get Evans back before he breaks as well. Fall back indeed. Buckner, you're supposed to have been rallied. No. Oh yeah, it's there. Alright. We'll see. We'll withdraw Evans until those guys get a little bit better. Pettigrew seems alright. Use this chance to withdraw. Probably even further back on the left here. They're confident. It says they're engaged, but it looks like they're really not. Doesn't, because they're not firing. It's a mystery. I don't know why they've stopped shooting. I don't know if throwing skirmishers out there is the way to do this. That's how I'm doing it. They're in a bad way because what? Oh, now they're firing. Woohoo! Close much? Holy moly. Didn't cause the cannons over there to go idle. We can finagle these guys in such a way that we can also hit them with a canister back here. I mean, they're three. I don't think 3 inches are going to be terribly great with canister, but it's something. And I guess we'll slide Pettigrew over here. Okay, good. So Evans is at least stable for the time being. Buckner Sr.'s like, I have 2,000 guys, but I've taken almost 100 casualties. I'm out of here. Did I already lose the skirmishers? I don't know where they went. Anyways. Oops. Well, since we're going to move that battery, we can move this one too. Just an inch up to him. They're gonna come over here and see what's up. Throw out some skirmishers. You know, maybe we'll just keep them there. Looks like there might be a group up in the house here. I don't know. I mean, this battle is taking a very long time. And I don't even think I can see the other side anymore because I clicked something that keeps me from seeing what the Union has, so I can't really compare anything. So that's... Maybe I need to click... I don't know why it would matter, but... Nope. If I don't want to see you anymore, how do I do that? No idea. Wisely moved out of artillery range. Ah, theirs. weird. Who isn't? Alright. So we routed off that side by basically walking up our artillery. Now what happens? Well, we got to get rid of their infantry. Looks like they're withdrawing. Kind of looks like they just disappeared off the map. That was pretty interesting. Thank goodness we are at the end of it all. It was actually a pretty decent battle. It just kind of went nowhere for a while, and yeah, it was definitely more of a learning experience. Definitely gave me something to write up in the development kind of bug report. Actually, that's right. At the end of this, I can just, you go away. You just throw this guy to assault. See how that goes, and just speed through the end of this here. Alright, 1600 to 65, that's a bad day for them. It's another good victory for us. We'll see what the effects are on the map. See if we had any bugs loading in. This is my other enemies lost 1600. Morale drops by 1%. Our military experience rises by 1.34%. Okay. McClanahan is who's that group that got the flying battery perk? I think that was them. Glorious victory in Baltimore. Okay. Let's play slowly here, just to get loaded in. Because we're kind of getting lagged down. Morale of their army. Crash of it. My national support skyrocketed after that win. And their national morale didn't actually go down. Military experience is still showing up to 0. Well, a lot of the stuff that I already know is already happening. But I guess the rest of this looks right. So I think their first corps entered that battle with Lane's army, but my Kit's corps did not. Oh, I don't know how they got switched to defensive. That's definitely a good reason why. Uh-oh. Why are we not getting anything here? In battle? No, he's not. Well, I'll worry about this. This need not concern any of you, but thanks for watching a very long video, and yeah, hope to have you back in the next one.